You wake before the sun, not because you want to, but because the day will punish you if you don't. The air inside your home is cold and damp. Smoke from last night's fire still hangs low, stinging your eyes. The ground beneath your feet is packed earth, hardened by years of bare skin and spilled grain. Somewhere in the darkness, a pig shifts. Chickens rustle. Their warmth matters more than your comfort. This is your home. It is a single room. It holds your family, it holds your animals, it holds your entire life. There is no privacy here, no silence, no sense that the world outside is kind or waiting for you. You eat before you work, not because you are hungry, but because you must. The bread is coarse and dark, made from barley or rye. It tastes bitter, sometimes sour. You chew slowly, knowing this may be most of what you eat today. You drink water drawn from a nearby river or well. You do not know it is dangerous. You only know that sometimes, after drinking it, people become very sick. This is early medieval England, and if you are truly here, there is one thing you must understand immediately. This world does not care whether you survive. Before we talk about work, hunger, or death, there is something more important. To survive here, you must know who you are allowed to be, because your place in this world is decided long before you take your first breath. You did not choose this life. It chose you. Early medieval English society is rigid, layered, and unforgiving. Power flows downward, labor flows upward. Almost everyone exists at the bottom. 8 or 9 people out of every 10 are peasants. Most of them are serfs. That is what you are. A serf is not a slave, but do not confuse that with freedom. You are legally bound to the land you work, not to a person, but to an estate. The fields, the pastures, the woods. They own you as surely as chains would, even if no one calls it that. You cannot leave without permission. You cannot sell your labor elsewhere. You cannot decide to start over in another village. If you run, you are hunted down and returned. Your name is written into records. Your obligations are inherited. If your father was a serf, you are a serf. If you have children, they will be too. This is not temporary. This is permanent. From the outside, the system appears stable. The Lord owns the land. The church owns your soul. You work, and in return, you are protected. But that protection is conditional. You owe labor several days a week on the Lord's land. This is not optional. You owe rent in crops. You owe seasonal taxes. You owe extra labor during harvest, whether your body can endure it or not. Fail to meet these obligations, and punishment follows. There is no court of appeal, no contract to renegotiate, no safety net. The system survives because you have no alternative. Your work begins at dawn, not at a comfortable sunrise. The agricultural year governs everything. Your calendar is not weeks or months, it is tasks. Plowing in spring, sowing seed, weeding, harvesting in summer, threshing grain, preparing fields again. You work with simple tools, wooden plows tipped with iron, sickles that dull quickly. There are no machines, no animals strong enough to replace you. Rain does not stop the work. Cold does not stop it. Heat does not stop it. In winter, there is still labor, repairing fences, tending animals, hauling firewood. Your body never fully rests. Injuries heal slowly, if they heal at all. Broken bones often heal wrong. Infections spread. A small cut can kill you. Many men in their 30s already walk like the elderly. Archaeological remains tell us this. Worn joints, compressed spines, healed fractures, bodies shaped by labor that began in childhood and never stopped. This is not heroic labor. It is survival labor. Food is a fragile promise. Most days you eat coarse bread and thin porridge. Vegetables help if your small garden produces enough. Meat is rare, not because animals are scarce, but because hunting is forbidden.
Forests belong to the powerful. Hunting without permission is a serious crime. Hunger is not occasional, it is constant. The water you drink is dangerous every day. Rivers are used for drinking, washing, and dumping waste. Wells are shallow and easily contaminated. There is no understanding of bacteria. When disease comes, it feels random. Dysentery, fevers, typhoid. Children die quickly. Adults last longer, sometimes long enough to infect everyone else. Your home is dangerous too. Mud walls, thatched roof, fire always nearby. Smoke fills your lungs. Animals sleep inside with you during winter. They provide warmth, but also filth. Fleas, lice, rats. Disease spreads easily. The house protects you from rain and wind, but not from illness. Life expectancy? People say 30 to 35 years, but that hides the truth. 1/3 of children die before the age of 5. If you survive childhood, your chances improve, but death is always close. Disease, a harsh winter, an accident in the fields. Sometimes death comes from something no one understands: poison. In wet years, a fungus grows on rye. When ground into flour, it disappears. The bread looks normal. Then the sickness begins. Muscle spasms, confusion, hallucinations, burning pain inside the limbs. Some lose fingers and toes. Some die. No one knows why. The wealthy are not spared. They drink wine stored in lead-glazed pottery. They eat food prepared in lead-lined vessels. The poisoning is slow. Headaches, confusion, memory loss. No one connects the cause. Childhood is a gamble. 1 child in 3 dies. There are no medicines, no vaccines. Parents expect loss, not because they do not love their children, but because experience has taught them that hope is dangerous. Religion shapes everything. Illness is a test. Famine is a warning. Death is God's will. This belief comforts people, but it also controls them. Questioning the system becomes a sin. When faith and law merge, fear becomes absolute. Justice is public and brutal. Punishment is meant to be seen. But the most terrifying form is trial by ordeal. Carrying hot iron, plunging a hand into boiling water, being thrown into a river. If you heal, you are innocent. If you do not, you are guilty. If you drown, God judged you innocent. This is the law. War is constant. When your Lord calls, you go. You are not a soldier. You are a farmer handed a spear. Even if you survive, your fields suffer. Your family struggles. Sometimes the danger comes from the sea. Raiders appear. Villages burn. People are taken. The future is stolen. If you are born a woman, survival narrows further. Obedience is taught as virtue. Marriage is not love, it is arrangement. Childbirth is a gamble. Many women die the first time. This is not heroism, it is not tragedy, it is endurance until it ends. And yet, the world does not collapse. People adapt. Hope is not progress, it is small things. A harvest that does not fail, a winter that does not kill, a child who wakes healthy. So when you imagine early medieval England, do not picture castles and kings. Picture ordinary people waking before the sun, bodies already worn down, living in a world that does not want them to survive, and choosing every day not to disappear. That is early medieval England, a world that did not care if you lived, and the people who lived in it.